Yannick, it's very good to see you. Thank you for your time. You said after the US Open final that there were things that you wanted to work on, that you felt maybe you needed to work on to maintain pace with Carlos Alcaraz or to beat him in future. Could you remind us of what those are and how you're getting on?
Yeah, I mean, it's for sure a longer process. It's not like I'm going to be a completely different player here. But, I think it's, tennis is about balance, I don't have to lose the way I'm playing, but just adding small things, small details. We're changing the serve at the moment, and I struggle a little bit more at times because I'm thinking of quite a lot of things, but I think that's the right path, and adding just small details into my game. It's not only about Carlos, it's about the general level I want to improve, being an even more complete player, and then we see how it goes. But it is a longer process, it's not like it's like magic that here in Beijing I'm a completely new player, but I'm gonna push myself to do that. I would try to not hold it back, in matches too. So let's see what's coming. But I'm very focused. I'm also here trying to win as many matches as possible, and I don't want to forget that too. And it's all part of the process, and we see how it goes. So very interesting.
Interesting indeed. Being devil's advocate for a second, you obviously won the two majors this year, could easily have won a third. We're in the final of the fourth. Do you need to improve? I mean, what if you didn't look to make changes?
Well, it's a choice. Sometimes we have to make, or you want to be the same and just being in your comfort zone, or sometimes to get out of the comfort zone and drop a little bit of your level to then recover it in a very positive way, and that's exactly what I'm trying to do. Hopefully that's going to be the case. Stepping back and then playing like I'm playing, I can always do, I think so. Let's see, it's not that we are building something what was never made before, it's at the end of the day it's tennis. We try to improve. We try just to add small things into my game, which in the beginning you just think more. It's not this natural and automatic stuff. So, but let's see. It's. I don't forget the results I've made this year. It has been an amazing year, especially in the Grand Slams. Didn't play many tournaments also. It's the 8th tournament I'm playing this year, and we are nearly at the end. So, it was an amazing season for sure.
Beijing, the final you won against Daniil Medvedev, it was the first time you beat him at the end of 2023 or near the end. How significant was that?
It was a very significant week actually, because I struggled in the beginning of the tournament. Was not feeling well, feeling a bit sick, playing against Evans in the Lotus court. Then I had a very tough match against Grigor, where I threw up in the middle of the match. And then the last two matches I played incredible tennis, doing some new stuff against Daniil, and they worked out very well. And that kind of gave me then the confidence that my process, the way we practice, was the right one. And from that, it was for sure a big turning point in my career, making this extra step forward. And after, I ended up playing incredible, from that point actually until now. So it was a very significant and important week. But yeah, also there, Daniil won against me 6 times in a row in the beginning. We had to change, we had to do and try new things out, and it turned out in a positive way. I'm not saying this is always like this, but for sure he was very difficult to beat in the beginning. Now we haven't faced since longer. We don't know what's gonna happen, but yeah, it's gonna be very, very interesting.
And of course, the logical step from 2023 winning was the final last year against Carlos, which many people have tremendously fond memories of the quality of the tennis. I know the result didn't go your way, but it was the biggest final you two had played together at that time. What do you think of when you think back to that final?
Yeah, it was a great final, obviously. Not many downs. There were a lot of ups in that match, and could have gone both ways. But it was a great final, very long final, you know, over 3 hours, and playing here with the packed stadium, it's also nice. One of the biggest stages at the end of the day we have in for sure the level of 500 events. So sharing these stages, you know, with Carlos, it's very, very special. But it was a very big and tough final also, you know, from my point of view, because if you lose it, then it's always a bit different. But you know, after everything went well, we went with the plane together to Shanghai, you know, like we didn't actually play the final, you know. It was a very nice moment, and yeah, it was great.
Did that match take the rivalry to a new place?
Tough to say, because every time we play against, it's different, you know. It hits different. It depends where we play, and you know, people are expecting, you know, that when or if we play against, that the level is gonna be very high, which I think it's always gonna be a little bit like this, because we try to push ourselves in a direction where it's over our usual level we can't play. So it is very interesting to see, you know, from now on. We managed to do it now for 2 years, but you know, the way is still very, very long, you know. So let's see what's coming.
How significant was that?
It was a very significant week, actually, because I struggled in the beginning of the tournament. Was not feeling well, feeling a bit sick, playing against Evans in the Lotus courts. Then I had a very tough match against Grigor, where I threw up in the middle of the match. And then the last 2 matches I played incredible tennis, you know, doing some new stuff against Daniil, and they worked out very well. And that kind of gave me then the confidence that my process, the way we practice, was the right one. And from that,